Bishop T.D. Jakes stood before his 30,000-member congregation at the Potter's House in Dallas, delivering a sermon. Suddenly, he lowered his microphone, began shaking, and collapsed into his chair as dozens rushed to his side. The video went viral instantly. But what happened next exposed something darker than a medical emergency. Within days, Jakes filed a defamation lawsuit revealing that a man had accused him of sexual assault decades ago and had demanded $6 million to stay quiet. Then came the AI-generated videos linking him to Diddy's parties. Then came false arrest rumors. Then came claims that he'd resigned from his church. The internet exploded with speculation, accusations, and outright lies. So what's actually true? Who is T.D. Jakes really? What are the actual allegations against him? And how has he responded? This is the full story, the facts, the fiction, and everything in between. Background context 045 at 345. To understand this controversy, you need to understand who T.D. Jakes is and why he became a target. Bishop T.D. Jakes, who had a medical incident at his Dallas megachurch on Sunday, November 24, filed a defamation lawsuit Monday against a fellow minister who has accused Jakes of attempted sexual assault. TMZ, but let's back up. Thomas Dexter Jakes Sr., known as T.D. Jakes, is one of the most influential pastors in America. He founded the Potter's House in 1996, growing it to 30,000 members and making it one of the largest megachurches in the country. Time magazine once called him America's best preacher. He's a best-selling author with over 40 books. He's a filmmaker who produced films like Miracles from Heaven and Heaven is for Real. He's been a spiritual advisor to presidents and celebrities. He's worth an estimated $20 million, but in 2023 and 2024, T.D. Jakes found himself at the center of a storm that had nothing to do with his preaching. It started with Sean Diddy Combs. When Combs faced multiple lawsuits alleging sexual assault and sex trafficking, Jakes' name was mentioned once in a March lawsuit filed against Combs by a music producer who accused Combs of sexual harassment, sex trafficking, and illegal drug activity. The suit alleges the plaintiff has irrefutable evidence of Combs, detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image in another lawsuit filed against Combs by a different accuser, Bob Weir. That single mention, which alleged nothing negative about Jakes himself, unleashed a flood of misinformation. Beginning in April 2010, online users promoted a rumor in videos on TikTok and YouTube claiming Bishop T.D. Jakes, 66, resigned from his senior pastor role at the Potter's House megachurch in Dallas. According to the videos, Jakes' purported resignation related to sex abuse allegations against rapper Sean Diddy Combs. However, Jakes did not step down from his church. Variety. This false rumor was simply the latest chapter in a months-old series of videos, many at least partially created with the assistance of artificial intelligence tools, promoting unfounded rumors claiming Combs hosted sex parties in which Jakes participated. Variety Snopes, the fact-checking website, investigated and found these videos were largely AI-generated misinformation. Recent claims circulating on pockets of social media about Bishop T.D. Jakes are unequivocally false and baseless, said Executive Director of Public Relations and Communications for T.D. Jakes Ministries, Jordan A. Hora, NBC News. The main allegations, 345-730. But while the Diddy rumors were provably false, another set of allegations emerged that were more serious and more specific. In recent appearances on the YouTube talk show Larry Reid Live, Youngblood said Jakes tried to kiss him and called him from a bathtub saying he wanted to sleep with him. He indicated this allegedly occurred when he was in his late teens. Rolling Stone Dwayne Youngblood, 57, a Pennsylvania man who Jakes' suit notes is on parole after felony convictions for sexual assault and corruption of minors, made the allegations in two recent appearances on the Larry Reid Live YouTube talk show. TMZ, let's be clear about who the accuser is. Youngblood is a registered sex offender. He was convicted of the sexual assault of a minor in 2008 and of corruption of minors in 2014, according to the Pennsylvania Sex Offender Registry. Rolling Stone, in an Oct. 28 interview with Larry Reid titled, "The Abused Become the Abuser," Youngblood said he had recently been released from prison after violating his parole and alleged he had been abused by other ministers. Rolling Stone. In his allegations, Youngblood claimed that in the mid-1980s, when he was 18 or 19 years old, T.D. Jakes, who was then a young minister in West Virginia, tried to groom and sexually assault him. According to Youngblood's account, after a long conversation at a private home, Jakes allegedly tried to kiss him and later called him expressing interest in a sexual relationship. Then in February 2025, things escalated. Richard Youngblood backed his brother with a court affidavit, claiming Jakes climbed into his bed during a 1986 hotel stay, pressed against him, and later scolded him for raising the matter with church elders. Media mass. That night, while I was laying in my bed, I felt Elder Jakes climb into my bed. He pressed his body against mine and asked, "Youngblood, do you feel that?" Reads the statement signed in December 2024. He was referencing his erection that he was pressing against my backside. Rolling Stone. These are serious, specific allegations. But here's what happened next that raises questions about the accuser's motivations. The lawsuit said Youngblood, through a lawyer, asked Jakes for $6 million in a letter dated November 15 to resolve this matter quickly and privately, shortly after the Larry Reed Live episodes were published online. Rolling Stone. Jakes' response and legal action. 7:30 to 10:30. On November 24th, the day before he filed this action, Bishop Jakes suffered a medical crisis on stage in the middle of his Sunday service in front of his entire church. Rolling Stone. The next day, November 25th, 2024, Jakes filed a defamation lawsuit against Dwayne Youngblood. I didn't really realize what was happening to me on stage until I got to the hospital in an ambulance and fussing that it happened on stage, by the way, because I didn't want it to happen, and the doctor leaned over my ear and said, "You had a massive heart attack," Jakes told Craig Melvin on Today, on March 26th. Yahoo! Jakes revealed that the stress from the allegations contributed to his heart attack. The timing is significant. A man appears on YouTube making allegations. His lawyer demands $6 million, Jakes suffers a massive heart attack, and the next day files a defamation lawsuit. I filed the suit because if you don't ever speak back, it just continues to go on and on and on, and I decided enough is enough, Jakes said. NME Jakes reiterated on Today that he absolutely denies the allegations. "I haven't seen this person for 40 years, Jakes said. NME. In all my years, I have never initiated a lawsuit against anyone, Jakes said in the 8-page affidavit that was part of a 562-page package of legal documents filed in a Pennsylvania federal court on Friday, February 14. "We filed this lawsuit against individuals who were supposed to be men of God, but are clearly not." Rolling Stone. In his sworn affidavit, Jakes denied everything. The statements in these affidavits purport to describe situations where I harbored carnal desires for these men, he said. These statements are knowingly and flagrantly false. Bob Weir. Speaking to Melvin, the 67-year-old didn't mince words. "We're living in a time of misinformation and disinformation that's hard to live with," he said, his voice carrying the weight of a man who's seen his reputation battered. "Media mass killing people's character has become a business," he told Melvin. "It's almost like we enjoy being angry. We enjoy whatever is salacious. We're not interested in truth." Media mass, the legal battle and its outcome. 10:30 at 12:30. The lawsuit dragged on for months, but some interesting developments emerged that cast doubt on the accuser's credibility. In June, Youngblood's former attorney filed to withdraw from the case after Jakes' attorneys accused him of making up some of the quotes in his filings. Bob Weir. In a June order, U.S. District Judge William Stickman Thavoff said Blackburn's conduct was a clear ethical violation of the highest order and ordered Blackburn to appear in court to defend himself from potential sanctions. Bob Weir. The judge found that Youngblood's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, had fabricated quotes and misused AI in his legal filings. Stickman sanctioned Blackburn earlier this month, ordering the attorney to pay a $5,000 fine to Jakes' lawyers. The judge said Blackburn's errors went beyond an innocent mistake, highlighting Blackburn's response when Jakes' counsel first pointed out the fabricated and misrepresented quotes. Bob Weir. Then in October 2025, something unexpected happened. Bishop T.D. Jakes has elected to end his defamation lawsuit against the former Pennsylvania minister, who accused him in a YouTube talk show last year of alleged attempted sexual assault in the 1980s. Bob Weir. The court has consistently ruled in Bishop Jakes' favor throughout this matter, and with the established record in the case proving the utter falsity of these claims, there is nothing further to pursue, Push said in a statement. Bob Weir Jakes dropped the lawsuit not because he lost, but because he'd proven his point. The court had ruled in his favor repeatedly, the accuser's attorney had been sanctioned for fabricating evidence, and Jakes felt he'd established the record. The AI misinformation campaign, 12/30/14. Pence. But the legal battle with the Youngblood brothers was only part of the story. TD Jakes also became the target of a massive AI-generated misinformation campaign. In December 2024, a lawyer representing Bishop TD Jakes filed a motion in the Northern District of California seeking to subpoena Google, YouTube's parent company, to share information concerning the identities of 4 YouTube account holders. They are purportedly located in Pakistan, South Africa, the Philippines, and Kenya, according to the account's About sections on YouTube. Bob Weir. These YouTubers are purportedly using the sordid and sensational allegations revolving around Sean Diddy Combs to attack, humiliate, degrade, and defame Bishop Jakes and many other prominent Black celebrities, with manufactured claims that he is guilty of the same crimes and other lewd and repulsive conduct as Mr. Combs. Bob Weir. The videos used AI-generated voices, AI-created images, and fabricated news graphics to make it appear that major news outlets were reporting Jakes had been arrested, had resigned, or was involved in Diddy's alleged crimes. None of it was true. On April 17, 2024, a user managing the Glamorly YouTube channel posted a new video with the title, Breaking TD Jakes Stepped Down as Pastor After Being Mentioned in Diddy's Lawsuit. The video featured a thumbnail image falsely claiming a news anchor broadcast the supposed development for an unnamed TV outlet. The video's narration, script, and editing all appeared to have been created by AI tools. The video received more than 843,000 views. Variety. This is what Jakes meant when he said killing people's character has become a business. People are making money, hundreds of thousands of views, ad revenue, by creating completely fabricated content about public figures. Jakes' actual achievements. 14/15/30. So who is TD Jakes really, beyond these allegations and rumors? He founded the Potter's House in 1996 with just 50 families. Today it has 30,000 members and is one of the largest megachurches in America. He's written over 40 books, many of them New York Times bestsellers, including Woman Thou Art Loosed and He Motions. He's produced major films that grossed hundreds of millions of dollars. He's hosted conferences that drew tens of thousands of people. He's also been a force for social justice and community development. His foundation works on affordable housing projects, bringing grocery stores to food deserts, and supporting economic development in underserved communities. In July 2025, he transferred leadership of the church to his daughter and son-in-law, Sarah Jakes Roberts and Toure Roberts. Bob Weir. This wasn't because of scandal. It was a planned transition to the next generation of leadership. After his heart attack, Jakes didn't retreat. He didn't hide. No, I'm getting faster because 1, I'm older. 2, I'm grateful. 3, I've got something to say, he said. Yahoo! He's launching a new podcast. He's scheduled to interview Oprah Winfrey at his Good Soil Forum on entrepreneurialism. Bigger lessons, 15/30/17 Wars. So what can we learn from TD Jakes' ordeal? First, we're living in an age of weaponized misinformation. AI tools have made it trivially easy to create fake news reports, fabricated videos, and convincing lies. The videos claiming Jakes was arrested or had resigned fooled hundreds of thousands of people because they looked real. We need to be more skeptical of what we see online and verify information before sharing it. Second, character assassination has become a business model. YouTube creators in Pakistan, Kenya, the Philippines, and South Africa are making money by destroying the reputations of American celebrities they've never met. They face no consequences because they're outside U.S. jurisdiction, but the damage to their targets is real. Third, the demand for salacious content drives the spread of lies. As Jakes said, we enjoy whatever is salacious. We're not interested in truth. The false videos got millions of views. The fact checks got a fraction of that. People want drama more than they want truth. Fourth, even when you're innocent, fighting back has costs. Jake suffered a massive heart attack that his doctors linked to the stress of the allegations. He spent a year in legal battles. He had to watch his reputation dragged through the mud on social media. Even though he was vindicated in court, the damage lingers. Fifth, silence isn't always golden. Jake's initially stayed quiet, hoping the rumors would fade. They didn't. "I said nothing because the more you talk, the more you feed the fire," he confessed to Melvin. Media mass. But eventually, he realized that silence was being interpreted as guilt, and he had to speak out. Conclusion. 17 Aknara 18. Arns. So is TD Jakes officially arrested, as the video title suggests? No, absolutely not. He has never been arrested. This is completely false misinformation spread by AI-generated YouTube videos. Did his son confirm rumors? The only confirmed thing involving his son Jermaine was a 2009 arrest for indecent exposure, which happened 17 years ago and has nothing to do with current events. This is old news being recycled to create false narratives. What's actually true is this. TD Jakes was accused of sexual assault by two brothers with criminal records, one of whom demanded $6 million to stay quiet. Jakes filed a defamation lawsuit. The court repeatedly ruled in his favor. The accuser's attorney was sanctioned for fabricating evidence. Jakes voluntarily dismissed the case after establishing the falsity of the claims. He was also the target of a massive AI-generated misinformation campaign linking him to Diddy's legal troubles, claiming he'd resigned from his church and falsely reporting he'd been arrested. None of these claims were true. Jakes confirmed he suffered a massive heart attack on November 24, 2024, which he tied to the strain of the controversy, media mass, but he survived, he recovered, and he's continuing his ministry. The truth is rarely as exciting as the lies. TD Jakes isn't in jail. He hasn't resigned. He's still preaching, still leading, still building. But his story is a warning about the age we live in, an age where AI can fabricate reality, where character assassination is profitable, and where lies spread faster than truth. Before you believe that sensational headline, before you share that shocking video, ask yourself, is this actually true, or is this just what I want to believe?